Yep.
What is going on, boys? Welcome back to episode 18 of the Monday Morning Quarterbacks Podcast. Top left, we got Josh. Bottom left, we got Big P. Top right, we got Hefe. And our first special guest of all time, we got Bryce. Welcome in, boys. How we doing?
Good.
We got some games to recap. We got the NFC and the AFC Championship games to recap. And it's Super Bowl week, boys. Let's get it. How we feeling?
Terrible.
Super Bowl sucks.
Tell me how you really feel, boys.
I hope we see more Taylor Swift in the Super
I
Bowl
want to
game.
boycott the Super Bowl. I hope her plane crashes on her way back from Japan.
That is
Hey, none
crazy.
of that. None of that. None of that.
Hefe? Hefe?
What?
You stop that. You said,
Being honest.
all right, we got our one death threat for the pod out of the way quick. We can just hop right into the Chiefs-Ravens game. What do we think about the game? Chiefs won 17-10. Honestly, just kind of dominated the game.
The Ravens decided not to run the ball.
What did Gus Edwards have, like 5 attempts the entire game?
The play of the game was Lamar catching his own pass.
Play of the
I
game.
don't
know.
Play of the game was Zay Flowers' fumble from Snead.
Mm.
That was the biggest play of the game, at least.
That sequence, in my opinion, was the momentum changer because you had the 50-yarder by Zay, but then you subtract 15 because he wanted to be a dick and flex on a kid. Then he gets the ball again and fumbles it into the end zone. Like, in my opinion, like that whole drive could have been such a momentum swing, like 50-yard pass into TD, and instead it was 50-yard pass into personal foul into turnover. Like, it was just so bad for momentum.
As the late great Joe Burrow said, let them taunt.
Yeah, what are they gonna do about taunting? Because like Travis Kelce does that every play.
That was
he
weak.
does it every play.
I do think the refs in that game were very, very weak, and took a lot of
Soft.
plays away
For
from
Mahomes,
Baltimore.
weird.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, weird. Yeah.
So Mahomes gonna bitch about the refs earlier in the season, right? And then he gets all his calls his way in that game. He won a Super Bowl last year. He's gonna win another fucking Super Bowl? No, because the line's not moving. But I hope the refs fucking shit on
Straight
his
into
face.
his Super Bowl pick. You can't wait to get that Super Bowl pick out.
Dude, I fucking hate that guy.
I don't know.
I think that's. Oh, go ahead.
I don't know why we hate Mahomes so much, boys. Like, I kind of get it because it's like he's just the next Brady and he's just in the Super Bowl every year. 6 straight AFC Championship games, but I don't know. I feel like I don't have the same hatred to Mahomes as I did Brady.
You're blinded by your dynasty.
Maybe.
That's
He's on the
exactly what it
Dynasty
is.
squad.
That's why I was rooting for the Lions against the 49ers. It's because I got 2 of their best players on my dynasty. Can't help it.
If you build it, they will come.
It was all around a snooze fest. Really, that game sucked. They definitely need to do something about the taunting, though. They need
That
to
was
go
weak.
one way or
That
the
was
other.
weak. And they got to
Really.
change that touchback rule. I know they're talking about doing that, but like, it doesn't really compute in my head. Like, if you have possession and fumble into the end zone, you should be penalized. But like, why is it a turnover? I don't know. I don't think it should be.
Turnover.
Huh?
They should make every time a fumble goes out of bounds, it should be a turnover. That should be the new rule. Not just the end zone.
That's crazy.
No, but the end zone, like people, there's like I don't know, there's like actual momentum behind changing that rule because it just is it's kind of weird. Like when you think about it, like that's a hefty penalty for fumbling out the end zone. Like
I always liked that rule because it is such like it negates people from reaching the ball over. I mean, it
But is it
doesn't because
balanced?
everyone still
but
does
is
it.
it balanced?
But
Because if you go back to your own, if you call it like you go back to your own 20, that's still your second and goal on your 20. Then that's still bad.
I think
It's
we're gonna
just
be
like-
seeing if it changes, like if you keep the ball on a fumble like that and you just go back to your 20, people are gonna be like launching the ball forward even more. I do like the penalty.
How about an offensive safety? Make it an offensive safety. 2 points.
That's an interesting concept. 2 points.
Yeah.
But then they still get ball. Maybe they get 2 points, but you get ball back. I don't. It's weird to me. Like it's just not balanced. Like you did all that work to get down to the 2 yard line, and just like you fumble out of bounds, and like the other team should have to get possession to get possession. Like the other team doesn't recover it; it just goes out of bounds, and you're like, give it to them. Like what the fuck did they do? They got the ball out. That's half the battle, but no one recovers it. It just doesn't.
Yeah,
It
but
doesn't
that's
make sense.
exactly how a safe. That's how a safety works. If it fumbles out of the back of the end zone, same thing.
It's a weird
First
rule,
play.
but you don't see it
But that's
often.
your own end zone. I don't know. It is a weird. I don't know. There's a conversation there that I'm curious to see how the NFL does if they're going to change it and what they change it to.
Good point. All right. Anything else y'all want on that game? Hop in the other one. We got the Lions at the Niners.
Defense is good. Oh,
Chiefs defense is very good.
that was the most noticeable part for me is that they can win a Super Bowl just by their defense.
They don't belong to be there, or they don't. They shouldn't be there. They don't belong there.
As you can see, I'm on the Chiefs. Jeff's not.
I'm also on the Chiefs. It's Mahomes versus Purdy, bruh.
I feel that Mahomes has never really had a defense like that. He's always had holes in the defense, if anything. On his own defense, I should say. He's always trying to play catch up or something like that, trying to make spectacular plays. The secondary, very good. I think their linebackers are very good in coverage. They can get to the quarterback. This is something he hasn't had. So that's all I really have left to say about that game.
Also, Lamar Jackson still can't win the big game. I mean, this guy can win 2 MVPs. He can run for 200 yards some games, look flashy. He can dominate in the regular season, but when it comes down to it, he's not going to beat the big dogs. He's not going to beat Mahomes. He's not going to beat Josh Allen struggles his own way right in the playoffs, and they're also losing half their team, the Bills, but Josh Allen's tough. Joe Burrow comes back. Like, is he really ever going to – that was his best chance to make it was this year, and he can't beat the worst Chiefs team in the past 6 years.
Chiefs just win.
Stuff.
Just win.
Moving on, boys. We got the Lions at the Niners. 34-31. Niners won. Lions blew a 17-point lead.
Largest blow in NFC Championship history. Sorry.
Oh, is it 27 unanswered? Or
The
something?
Niners are the third worst team in the NFC, and I would argue the Chiefs are the third worst team in the AFC.
Like in the playoffs.
Worst possible Super Bowl. Yeah, in the playoffs. The worst possible Super Bowl matchup between the third worst teams on each side of the bracket. This is stupid.
The Niners just didn't they just didn't win. They played 2 teams that lost playoff games. They didn't win 2 playoff games. They played 2 teams that threw the bread and just the Niners played 2 terrible games and are in the Super Bowl. That's crazy.
Yo.
What? I get it. You live by Dan Campbell, you die by Dan Campbell, but you're up 14 with 4 minutes in the third, and we're not going to make it a 3-score game.
Oh, yeah, his coaching's been questionable all year.
It's
Lions,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you not go
Lions
up 17 with 3 minutes in the fourth, or 3 minutes in the third, or 4 minutes in the third?
even
you
that
could say the same
timeout-
thing for the Packers. You guys wanted to kick it, you should have went for it.
Yeah, but we were 4th and 9. I mean, we're not going for that. We were going to kick.
If I was a coach in the NFL, I would whatever would work. That's what I would do. If we would get it, then I'd go for it. But if we wouldn't get it, I would just kick it. That would be my game plan for those things.
But what if you weren't going to get it and you were also going to miss the kick? What would you have done?
I would have punted.
Okay.
I would have fought it.
Solid 15-yard punt.
Well, it's not like those
sometimes you gotta
4th
make
downs
those-
they weren't going to get. It was just like John
They're high
Connor
percentage.
wide open ball.
Yeah, 4th and 2 and 4th and
I mean-
3. They were high percentage fourths.
Yeah.
Reynolds sold.
Yeah, dude's
Oh,
a fucking
for sure. I haven't seen a player sell like that in a while. That dude, that was absurd.
The whole team. It was a whole team collapse. Though.
Also,
I mean,
Gibbs, yeah, that Gibbs
That's-
fumble was
Yeah.
such a momentum changer.
The momentum was already going towards the Niners after they responded after that fourth down turn fail, and then to have a one-play drive that's a fumble and the Niners get the ball on like the 30 of the Lions, like Jake said, the momentum, it was, you could just tell, like after that fumble, it was just not good.
It was the most classic Lions collapse and the most classic Lions moment. And as a Packer fan, I loved it. The only thing I didn't love is I had to see the Niners win on the other side of it.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
So what
the-
did you love? What did you love anything about the game? No.
I loved seeing the Lions just blow a 17-point lead, like in their
Okay,
first
so
chance
he's
to go to a Super
more
Bowl ever. That's what I loved.
He's moreover hyped up that the Lions blew that game than the Niners end up going to Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't like the result of it because the Niners end up in the Super Bowl, but I'd rather have had the Niners in the Super Bowl than the Lions.
All right, Jake, now you're confusing me.
You'd rather have the team that's kept the Packers out of the Super Bowl and taken them out of the playoffs for the last however many years than a team who hasn't been in the playoffs in 30 years.
Yeah, because every year the Niners take us out of the playoffs, they don't win anything. We've won a Super Bowl before they last have.
Until this year.
Well, we're not gonna get in that segue just yet, Hefe, but we're almost gonna get into that segue here soon.
We are almost there.
What do we think about how Purdy played? I feel like Purdy played another pretty average game. Like he turned it on at the end when it mattered. Had a couple big drives, but I mean, threw a pick, threw a couple other balls that probably could have been picked. Like he's just Alex Smith 2.0 in my mind.
I think no matter what Purdy does, even if he wins the Super Bowl, even if he's Super Bowl MVP, I don't think this conversation is going away for a while. Like I don't think people are going to ever think that this is Purdy's fault that this is happening with that Niners team being as stacked.
There's one way, P. There's one way. If Purdy plays absolutely terrible and they get smoked in the Super Bowl. That's when controversy could happen.
Even if he wins, like he can't go out there and throw 5 tutties and win MVP, and people are still going to be questioning whether Purdy's good or not. Like that's just the conversation. Like I don't know. He does, like I was listening to Joe Montana talk about this, and Joe Montana said the same thing. He's like, Purdy's like plays the game the same way as I do. He's like, I had Jerry Rice and Craig Rodgers or whatever his name was out there. Roger Craig, my bad. But like he's like, your job as the quarterback is mailman. Get the ball to the dude who's better, who can move the football. And like Purdy's a mailman, you know? And he doesn't throw the, mail behind his back or like
he's not flashy.
At the door. He's not flashy. But he's doing his fucking job, and they're in the Super Bowl. Like, I want to sit here and talk shit. I do, but like, you're as a quarterback, like you can do all that Lamar shit all you want, but where's Lamar right now? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, even Mahomes, he's not flashy this year. He's having the worst year of his career.
I mean, he had some pretty flashy plays in that Ravens game. That one where he had like 10 seconds behind the line. Yeah, but he won though. Is the thing.
No, but
he had the flashy plays and won.
Chiefs team is built different this year. They're definitely defense first. Pacheco is like, it's just so helpful as a quarterback to have those things, and I think that's what's got Mahomes to the Super Bowl this year versus Mahomes just chalking it up to Tyreek for 200 every game.
Well, yeah, you can look at his stats and just see it's by far been his worst year. But, I mean, when you have a defense that good, you're going to play differently on offense.
Right.
You're going to play to manage the game. You're going to run clock and be running the ball more in general.
Yep.
And Mahomes has thrown a lot of picks this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mahomes has thrown 4 picks in his last 3 Super Bowls. Or last 2 Super Bowls. 2 or 3.
Fun fact.
But he had 2 picks, 0 picks, 2 picks in his last 3 Super Bowls. So
after Purdy leading the 49ers to the Super Bowl, I think it's safe to say that he's a better quarterback than Josh Allen at this point.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Josh is in banana land.
Game manager.
Josh also wanted to dump Jordan Love like week 7 and tank the season. So I don't even know if we can take his analysis into play here. As part owner of the team.
If we would have tanked when I said to tank, we might have had Marvin Harrison. And then we win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, but Jordan Love, people would be calling for J Love's head if that happened.
Well, J Love still would have played great. Our defense was still.
Okay. Sweet, boys. Let's move into the Super Bowl. We got Niners versus Chiefs in Las Vegas. Niners are 1.5 point favorites right now. Over under 47.5. What are we thinking, boys?
So the line's moving for the
It
Niners.
says 1.5 on ESPN, but when I've looked on the books, it's been 2. I can look right now. Just for you, half.
It'll probably vary by book. I mean, if you're betting the Niners, you're gonna go find the 1.5. You're gonna bet on the book that has 1.5. I think ESPN is Caesars, so that's where the 1.5 would be.
ESPN's ESPN.
No,
Caesars.
no. At the bottom of the fucking page, it says these odds are by Caesars. God damn, bro.
Why would ESPN use Caesars ads if they have their own
I
book?
don't
It
know.
literally says odds by ESPN bet. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, they changed it.
Yeah,
they
fucking dingbat. Why the fuck would they use a different book's odds if they have their own book?
It's 2
Yeah.
on DraftKings. That's what I
Gotcha.
use, so. I
Okay.
feel like FanDuel's probably the most popular one. I think it's 2 on there, too.
That just is even more convincing that the Niners are going to win this game. Because
It is-
80% of the money.
It's very concerning to see all the money go on the Chiefs and Vegas to just, like, not care.
Reverse line movement. Niners are winning this game.
But also, the Chiefs have been dogs the last 2 weeks, so what is Vegas now?
The Chiefs don't lose. Unless it's Brady, they're just not going to lose. This game's over.
You got the
Taylor
Chiefs, Josh?
Swift- Yeah, but Taylor Swift's going to run onto the field after the game, and she's going to get a giant hug from Travis Kelce.
Get
I hope
trucked
you get
by
it all
fucking
on camera on a really
Denied.
good angle. And then Travis is going to drop down to one knee and propose, and that's going to be the highlight of the Super Bowl. We're not even going to see highlights after the Super Bowl. It's just going to be Travis proposing to Taylor after they win. That's what's going to happen. And I'm kind of rooting. If that does happen, I want the Chiefs to win. But if he doesn't propose on the field and that be the only highlight of the entire Super Bowl, then I would root for the Niners.
Well, give me a score prediction, too, Josh. What do you got?
I think the Chiefs win 24-20.
Give me a couple touchdown scores, too.
Touchdown. McCaffrey's getting a touchdown.
I just want to know what he picks so I can just fade.
Yeah. McCaffrey's
maybe
obviously
Chiefs
getting a
then.
touchdown, and Rashi Rice is getting a touchdown.
Okay.
Rashi?
I think Rashi's going
Talking
to get
Rice?
a little screen pass from like the
We're
7-yard
talking
line.
Rice, Jeff.
We're talking Rice?
Some flowers. All right, what do you got, P? What we feeling?
Yeah, bro. Do I have to pick the game? No, I mean, I don't know, man. I actually don't. I'm not excited to watch the game.
It's the Super Bowl, P. Don't even
but
kid
I have
yourself,
to-
brother.
No, but I'm not excited for it. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, you are.
Same. Not excited.
I don't know.
You guys are all excited.
You're
You're at least excited to bet or something.
I'm not
Eat
even
wings.
excited to bet.
Eat pizza,
I'm not.
buffalo
I mean-
chicken dip, some sliders maybe.
I mean, I just think like the Niners are just so sound, and like I think I'm on the Niners for this one. And if I have to give you want score touchdowns or not?
Whatever you want, P. I do want a score prediction at the
All
very
right,
minimum.
score prediction. I mean, I think it'll probably be like, I'm gonna go like 27 to like 17 or something kind of lower.
I think that's almost the exact same score of the last time they played, but in reverse. I think it was 11 points though.
But Chiefs won that game. I mean, that was Jimmy G though. He's not a mailman. He's
I
a
don't know.
he's a grocery bagger salesman. Very curious to follow up on Jimmy G's career in a year and see where he's at. No, I think I'm on the Niners here. They just like when Dan Campbell like during halftime, like going back to that game, they had a 17-point lead, and he said he was worried. Like, you know why he was going for those 4th downs? Like, his justification was they were milking clock. Now, that really had me, like, my coach Pat was percolating. I'm like, listen, Why are you up 17, worried about the team that you're up 17 points on milking clock? The Niners are just built different. Like the Niners at no point think they're going to lose the game. They're like, we're down 17. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna take the clock away from you. It's like, bro, you're down 17. They don't care. And their brand of football, like you've been saying, like Purdy's not flashy. The Niners have been down in every game. Their brand of football is championship caliber, and like that's why they're in the Super Bowl. And yeah, fuck, Mahomes could kick their ass, and I could eat my words, and no one would be surprised. But I just think this Niners philosophy of being down and milking clock, it's fucking gonna work. And
Nice
I'm
disclaimer on there.
Yeah, no, I'm disclaimer. Do not listen to what. Don't put money on what I say.
P sounded so
But-
confident and then just hits us with the disclaimer at the end.
Well, I mean, you got to be realistic. It's Pat Mahomes. If you're putting money against Pat Mahomes, the only person you can blame is yourself.
Have some
But-
confidence in yourself, P. Put some respect on your own picks.
Nah, no. Look at the picks on the screen.
They
Look
are
at
on
Big
the screen.
P. Don't listen to me.
That's right, though. All right, have fame, Bryce.
I'll let Bryce go. I'll let Bryce go first.
Yeah, I really think this is all Chiefs, and I really don't even think it's a question. I just like that prayer that Purdy threw to Ayuk down the field. The Lions player bobbles it, goes into Ayuk's hands, ends up on like the 3-yard line. That doesn't happen with Trent McDuffie or L'Jarius Sneed. It's just, I think the defense is the difference, and I think Mahomes is the difference. There's too many keys to the game that the Niners need to win this. And Purdy being good, one of them. You never really know what you're going to get. I mean, in games he's supposed to win, he excels. He was supposed to win every game up until pretty much right now. It's, I mean, a point and a half, yeah, but it's pretty much a pick 'em. The way I see that line. Yeah, I got 20-17 Chiefs. Low scoring, slugfest, boring. Don't want to watch. Taylor Swift gets coached too at the 50-yard
I
line.
do want to. I agree with the boys. I want to see that. I need to see that actually. Not want. I need it.
So Chiefs, easy, not even a question.
Well, we already know who I'm on strictly because of the numbers here. And I'm going with Vegas. And I'm
Shocker,
rolling
this
with
guy liked numbers.
rolling with the Niners. Fred Warner's going to kill Kelsey's knee, and he's not even going to be able to get on the fucking knee to propose. If Taylor Swift tries to get on that fucking field, Trent Williams is going to truck her ass to fucking Japan again. I think this game is all fucking Niners, and Mahomes is going to fucking eat grass and end up with a DUI because he's so sad and end up in jail with his dad. That's how I feel.
Sheesh. Oh, excuse me. Holy shit. Sorry.
And I like the coin toss heads, and I like for my touchdown scores. I think Pacheco's going to get in, and I think CMC is going to get in, which is like, I don't know, that's square, but
The two most
long
likely
shot.
touchdown scorers.
you want a long shot? Give me K Dot. Hasn't played a fucking snap in the playoffs. Give me K Dot.
Sky Moore. He's back.
I think there's obvious ones. Like, I think Pacheco gets in. I think Kelsey gets in. My long shot for the Niners is Juwan Jennings.
He's been cooking lately.
They love him on 3rd and short. I think they're going to be 3rd and goal. They're going to look at him.
But he's got a lot of
Be
with
one of their
Devo's
touchdowns.
shoulder. Because, like, Devo played that Lions game. Every time he got fucking touched, it's just like he's getting a massage. Like, his shoulder's not 100. So it's like I think Jennings gets a lot more looks because, you know, he's 100%.
Well, if CMC's not getting the looks on the goal line, the two boys getting the looks are Debo and Juice. My two long shot touchdown scores, one on each team. Kyle Juszczyk, 10-1, and Kadarius Toney, 14-1.
Is Kadarius
Like, he's
playing?
not.
If he doesn't play, it just gets voided. So yeah, no.
I mean,
No
I mean,
hurt.
Sky Moore just got activated off IR, which I think is gonna hurt Kadarius' stock. But
I don't think they trust. Well, Richie James has been playing that role. They literally have 4
Yeah.
guys that can play that role because they have McCole
and
Hardman,
Nicole.
Richie James, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney. One of the 4 of them is gonna score because they
Guys will
love those
never
gadget
know.
plays in games like this. Go back and watch
Guys
the
will
Chiefs'
never
last
know.
3, 4 Super Bowls, and it's been weird
Yeah.
gadget plays to all those guys.
Yeah.
My pick, I am going Chiefs over the Niners, 31-21.
Ooh,
And
a
I-
little overaction too.
Take the over. Just we'll sneak in the over.
Just
What's the
slightly.
over under 47.5? So we're at 52.
Yeah.
We're going over. I really like Debo in this game. I think Debo's gonna have a monster game. And I really
Bold
like.
pick.
I mean, Kelsey. I've been saying it for weeks. The last 2 weeks, I've told you boys, take Kelsey's over receiving yards, and you'll cash it in the first half. You'll just cash it in
You
the first
have.
half, and you just relax. He's been free in the playoffs for the past 5 years, and I just don't understand why his line is 70.
He's got volume. He definitely gets volume.
I mean, he's basically been free for a touchdown in playoff
Yeah.
games too.
Yeah.
But Pacheco, I think the stat on Pacheco is he scored in how many straight games? 6 or 7 straight games. He
Yeah,
scored a
they
touchdown.
run Pacheco. It's a run first philosophy. They check out of the run when they throw the ball. It's actually interesting to watch that Chiefs offensive play.
Kelsey literally doesn't even run routes. He just runs in circles and then mysteriously
His
is just
backyard.
wide open, and
It's
then
backyard.
breaks multiple tackles, and he's
It's-
just a dominant.
I literally think
Best
that
tight end of all time.
he doesn't have designed routes on some of these plays. I'm dead ass. I think they literally have a freestyle, Kelsey freestyle, and Mahomes is just watching where he's going, because you watch some of these and he just literally isn't running routes. He's open fields, I'm going to it, and then Mahomes somehow is just here you go, partner.
That crazy
it's
play.
actually-
That crazy play where Mahomes scrambled for 10 seconds and then was getting tackled and just threw it up and Kelsey dove and caught
Yeah.
it. On that
Yeah,
play,
yeah.
Kelsey literally said, yeah, I was supposed to run a route and I just decided I didn't want to run that route because he audibled at the line. And he's like, yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
going to run that route. And then he just
Yeah.
literally just ran around.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. How do you even prepare for that? This guy's just
you
going to be
don't.
running in circles.
You don't. Yeah. You don't.
Yeah,
You gotta have
Yeah.
I love the
right away.
Chiefs. I mean, the way I look at it is it's Mahomes versus Purdy. Obviously,
the
it's
headline.
not.
I think
But it's
that's
not.
the obvious.
But
look
just-
here.
you just
That's
take-
the obvious look.
It
This
seems
to
free.
me is defense v defense, because I don't think it's. I mean, Mahomes versus Purdy is the headline, right? It's like an MMA fight. That's what marketing is going to push out, and that's why people are going to watch the game. But I am really curious. This Chiefs defense has been stepping up a lot, especially with I think the injury to Joe Thuney is going to be a bigger deal, and I'm curious to see how they sketch up against Bosa and Chase Young and that dog of the D line down a starting All Pro guard. So
Chase Young barely exists. He might not
Yeah,
have
Hey,
played.
bro,
Chase
just because
Chase Young is
and the
a
Lions
bum.
ran
he's a
plays.
liability in the
They
run
ran
game.
plays at Chase Young.
No.
They-
Yeah, but
The
hear
Lions
me
and
out. Stop. Pause. He is a liability.
I watched the
He's a
games.
liability in the run game. When Mahomes, those 10-second plays aren't going to exist when you got a fucking DN that runs a 4-5. It's not going to happen.
You
Two of
just
them.
said they're a run-first offense.
They are. But guess what? When you stack the box, when you put 8 in front of them, Mahomes comes up to the line, he checks out of the run, and he's going to fucking try to do that scramble shit, and Chase Young's going to be right there. It's just how it's going to go. I mean, you can't fucking tell me that Chase Young is not a fucking athletic freak. He was drafted high for a reason. Yeah, his stock's low. He got traded for nothing because he's on a 1-year fucking deal. They borrowed him to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to sit here and listen that Chase Young's a fucking bum.
He is a
I hope
bum.
he fucking
He's
makes
currently a
fucking
bum.
words.
He's literally been so
I'm
bad.
actually leaving the call.
He's been so bad. It's actually crazy. I watched a 10-play sequence where they just showed him getting just absolutely demolished. Sure, I mean, he body-wise he's an athletic freak, but he's been terrible. like this year.
Liability.
I didn't understand that sequence from Big P there. I think as well. He is not very good. I think
That's his cousin.
I've watched him play. He's slow in the pass rush too. Like he's like I don't know. I don't understand. I think it's gonna be on Bosa to get to the quarterback, and Juwan Taylor's gonna get those like fake false starts and just get ahead of Chase Young, and I don't know. I just don't see how the Niners get to Mahomes. I don't.
Well, we made history, boys. First rage quit in podcast history, 18 episodes in. Honestly, thought it probably would have happened much sooner. And the odds-on favorite was probably Hefe. I think Big P was probably second odds-on favorite to rage quit on the pod.
Why would I be the odds-on favorite to rage quit? I don't ever like get angry on.
Yeah, I don't know. You have been pretty calm on the pod. I feel like normally, like in gaming situations, you're quick to rage quit.
Yeah, well, this isn't stressing.
Yeah,
I'm just
fair.
bullshitting. But also, the last year I hit a 201 parlay, first 3 touchdown scorers of the game, at the expense of Kenneth Gainwell. So my 3, can he go back to back? I don't know. But this is who my 3 are this year. I got Pacheco scoring first. And then Niners come back and Debo gets in. Chiefs come back, Rashi Rice gets in. I think those are my 3.
I'll throw 10 on it.
What are the odds on that?
I don't have DraftKings this year, so I don't know if you can bet that, but I don't know if you can even do that on FanDuel. I know DraftKings had they had pre-made ones, but you couldn't pick last year.
I'll throw out a couple parlays.
I will say that's the first sequence parlay I've ever seen hit.
That was impressive.
Yeah, the one that you hit was the first one I've ever seen.
Yeah, if I won a grand last year.
70-yard touchdown to AJ Brown. I was rolling on the ground.
That's crazy. This is the parlay I cooked up. I actually sent it in the Monday morning pod a week and a half ago, right when lines dropped. It's 3 legs, 220 to 1. Kyle Juszczyk anytime touchdown. Debo over a hundo. Kelsey over a hundo. Receiving. Seems very doable. That's it. 220 to 1.
Are you high on Juszczyk because he scored the last time they played in the Super Bowl?
I'm high on Juszczyk because he had 3 catches last week, and McCaffrey is his body's black because of how much he's just been getting he's had an extra week off, and he's gonna get fed, but I think Juszczyk could easily vulture a tutty.
Juszczyk's definitely getting in the end zone this game. I guarantee it.
Not Elijah Mitchell.
I could see him vulturing one too. I mean, he vultured one last week. There's a lot of guys that can score on the goal line. I mean, they did that jet sweep to Debo last week too on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I like Debo's rushing. I don't like his receiving so much.
Love his rushing too. What is it, 14 and a half?
The Chiefs secondary and their backers are so good in coverage. I think it's going to be – they're just going to force feed McCaffrey until he can't run anymore.
The offense kind of goes through him. It'll be interesting. Kittle hasn't been super involved the last couple of games. He has a big catch here or there. But I think he had 2 catches against Green Bay and against Detroit, 2 or 3 catches. Hasn't been super involved, but I feel like he could be big in the play action game. You boys got anything else on that? If not, I'm going to read out some lines and I'll have you boys pick over-unders and we'll feel out some bets, see if we can cook a little bit here.
What do we think about a quarterback catching a tutty?
Purdy's going to get a catch.
A quarterback just to catch a pass is 25 to 1 on DK. Either quarterback to catch a pass.
Purdy's doing it.
I put 5 to 1, 125.
I was about to say that before Jeff jumped in.
Really? Yeah, it's 25 to 1 on DK.
Purdy's getting one.
There's a line to catch their own pass too, because fucking Lamar did it last week.
Yeah, it's pretty lit because either of them could catch it. Literally a back. If Purdy got hurt, the backup could come in and catch a pass, and boom. Yeah, any quarterback to catch a pass is 25 to 1 on DK, which is pretty electric.
Well, what's catching a receiving touchdown then?
Same thing. It's just a catch. I just need a catch.
I know, but it has to be higher odds for a receiving touchdown.
I don't know if they have that.
Or FanDuel has it for sure.
They have his touchdowns, but Honestly, I've not been super impressed with DraftKings like odds of like. Well, I like the odds have been fine, but like there's not like as many selections of like weird bets. I like to get a little weird during the Super Bowl.
Michigan doesn't let you bet on Gatorade color, which is kind of sad.
That's so weird because I literally bet on Gatorade color like 2 years ago. So I guess that
I
must be like a
believe-
new thing.
yeah,
You're muted, Josh.
Were you in
I bet
Michigan
on
when you
orange.
did that?
Yeah,
I'm an orange guy. I bet on orange.
I think
It
orange hit
hit
for
2
me.
years ago.
Yeah, that's
The orange hit 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah. That was the Bengals Rams game. Was that the one it hit on?
Yeah, yeah. I think purple was one of them. That was like plus 1,400.
Yeah, any quarterback to score receiving touchdowns 130 to 1.
Dang.
That's insane.
On FanDuel?
Yeah.
This
And then
people are-
any non-quarterback to throw a passing touchdown is 35 to 1. I mean,
You
if
should
you
ride
take
both of those in the
Yeah, you take
same
both of those.
in the same parlay.
Debo to
You
score
can
a
hit it
rushing
in one
touchdown
parlay.
and a receiving touchdown is 30 to 1.
You
Did
could
y'all
hit that
s-
on one trick play.
Did y'all see that controversy with DraftKings over the weekend that just happened?
What?
Big controversy. So, all the people that bet on golf last weekend, the tournament only went 3 rounds. Normal golf tournaments are 4 rounds. But it went 3 rounds, and they didn't know if there was going to be a 4th round. And DraftKings left all their bets open on who was going to win, who was going to finish top 5, who was going to finish top 10, who was going to finish top 25, who's going to finish top 50, and you could parlay them. And in their terms of service, it says if the like, as long as the golf tournament goes at least 2 rounds, the odds are final, bets are done. Like, whatever you bet, that's what it is what it is. So people parlayed that. There was one guy who placed a $100 parlay to win 1.7 million, and he just parlayed everyone in the position they were in, assuming the 4th round wasn't going to happen. And obviously it hit because the 4th round didn't happen. So he literally just knew who was 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and he just bet all those guys. 100 to win 1.7 million. And then DraftKings went into their terms of service afterwards, added an extra paragraph that wasn't there, stating basically you can't do that, and then voided all those bets.
Woof.
So there's going to be a lot of lawsuits. I mean, how smart of those guys that like had the inkling to know it was probably going to get canceled and then just go in and be like, oh, dang, like, well, this guy is just going to get a free win.
It's
Oh.
the guys on the weather app at parties looking at that shit.
They know. They know something we don't.
You know, they're not talking to girls. They're on the weather app trying to check if they should place a bunch of bets that are gonna hit. You
It's
know,
crazy.
that are still open.
All right, let me open up the odds here, Blaze, and we'll do some over-unders and wrap this thing up. I'm going to see if P ever hopped back in. I'm assuming he just actually, yeah, he's, oh, P is in there. Get back in here. Welcome back, P. Sorry, I did not know you were lurking in there. You might be AFK. But welcome back, P.
Yeah, sorry. I told you before the podcast. I made it dramatic. I told you we were gonna take a little snack intermission, but I didn't need to be dramatic about it. I was hanging. What can I say, boys?
All right, well, welcome back, P.
Thank you. Chase Young's trash. I'm gonna put that out there. I was hungry though. I did hear. Sorry, can I follow up on what you were just talking about real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I did hear what you say about DraftKings, and I will say, I have personally been fucked on an anytime goal scorer in soccer before, and I know from talking to these casino to the casino like reps and shit that they say like if you use our platform, you're like agreeing that we can change like the terms at any time. So like while I agree there would probably be lawsuits, like when you are betting on DraftKings, you're agreeing to like let DraftKings fuck you over, like just by betting on DraftKings. Like that's just the way of the road. Like the casinos have final say at all times. There's no real legal argument because DraftKings can just go, yeah, we decided that was not like a legit way to win money, and we just said no. And that's just how it goes. Like I've personally been fucked on anytime goal scorers through that because I've had goal scorers score in like the 90th plus 3 minutes and shit. And then even though it doesn't say in the terms of service, like has to be in the first 90 minutes, like, bro, it's still the 90th minute for like the next 7 minutes. Like that's how soccer works. But it's just weird, you know, the sports books, when you bet on them, you're just at liberty to whatever they decide goes. So anyway,
I agree
sorry.
to an extent.
I do too. There's a part where
there is people that have fought and won, but it is rare.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Let's cook really quick. We're just going to hammer them. Just give me over-unders all I want. Purdy, 248.5 receiving.
Passing?
Receiving?
Or passing. That was almost the freeze bet of all time, boys.
I'm going to go over.
Till he catches a 300-yarder and you're
300
I'm going to go under.
1 300-yard reception.
Yeah, I'm under as well. It's a slugfest.
You're under.
Slugfest.
Game.
I like the under. Mahomes, 261.5 passing.
Over.
I'm also over.
I like the. I don't even want to throw on. I'll go over.
I'll go under.
I'm going to go under, too. That's a tough one, though.
I think the Chiefs are going to be down. So
That's low for Mahomes, first of all. That is low.
He's been pretty low in Super Bowls. I was looking into his pass. He's honestly not played great in Super Bowls. I was looking at his stats, but it's interesting. It does seem low. Ayuk over under 60.5 receiving.
Under.
I'm on the under.
Under.
And bro, I think I might just be life's too short to bet unders because I'm just over on everything.
I'm not gonna bet a single under, but
I got you.
The unders I'm saying I'm just gonna not
life's
bet
too
on.
short to ride an under. You know, I'm over.
Christian McCaffrey over under 34.5 receiving.
Sure.
That's free as fuck. That's free as fuck, honestly.
Over.
That line should be 50, at least, in my opinion.
Over.
Under.
Gets that 4 catches.
Now he runs that fucking Texas route every fucking play, and I swear to God, it's there every team.
It's broken, bro. He's literally playing Madden IRL, and it's just unguardable. Because he's not a linebacker every time.
You know he's running to Texas. Like, what are we doing?
The one time he doesn't run a Texas, though, you're done.
Yeah, it's a wheel route for 80.
You're done. Yeah, that's the problem with that. Wow, this is an interesting one. Clyde Edwards-Helaire over under 5.5 receiving.
Yards?
Over.
You're banking on the 1 7-yard reception. I'm going under. I think he gets 0 receptions. He doesn't touch the field.
Under.
I'm going to go over.
You're just betting on whether he catches.
Nah, it's one catch.
That's a disgusting line.
That would be like the worst bet to watch during the Super Bowl. You're just begging on CEH to get in.
He's going to catch a wheel route for -2, and that's going to be his only reception.
Debo over under 58.5 receiving.
I'm under on him.
I like the over there. Over.
I know Jake liked the over on Debo. I think he's banged up still. I think he was a little bit of a decoy last week, and he's going to continue to kind
And he
of
still
play
had
that role.
almost a hundo.
I know.
I mean, but it was
saying.
against the Lions,
no,
granted.
It's Detroit. Yeah, no, okay. Grain of salt there, but yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I mean, he's capable. I just think he's still playing a little bit of a. He's in second gear, not.
I
fifth,
don't like Debo 58.5. I like Debo over a hundo.
You heard it.
Debo's going crazy this game.
This
You
is
both
Debo.
heard
It was always Debo.
It was always.
Always Debo. Kittle over under 49.5.
Under.
He's tough. He's
I'm going
tough
under,
because
too.
he's either going like way over or he's getting 1 catch for 12 yards. I don't know. He's tough. I think I'm under. I'm under on Kittle.
Over.
I like over as well.
Interesting. I'm just opposite everyone here.
Pacheco over under 16.5.
Receiving?
Yeah. This might be one of my
over.
favorite bets.
Over.
I don't like
I'm
that,
on the over.
honestly. Kind of trappy.
He's been catching a lot of balls.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
I actually like his receptions more, which is over under 2.5. But
Well, that I
Over.
like too, but
yeah. But we do that, and then he's gonna have one catch for like 25. We're just gonna
Right.
get cucked.
you can get torched on volume. I mean, I think he's a volume guy over yards. Sorry, go ahead.
Juwan Jennings 14.5.
Yeah, easy. I like Bryce. I follow Bryce.
I'll take the over too.
Under.
Don't love it though. Justin Watson 15.5.
That fucking guy out of my face, 0. You don't even hear his name once on Sunday. That's my prediction.
I bet he goes over 50.
No, flip a coin. Him or Blake Bell. One of them 50 yards and a tutty. The other 0. You can't get both though. Pick one.
What about Noah Gray?
Yeah, Noah Gray. One of the 3.
His is 12.5.
I like Noah Gray better.
He's 12.5.
They're just it's you get one,
Yeah,
but not both.
I'm under on Justin.
Justin Watson.
Kyle Juszczyk 4.5.
I'm going 0. I'm banking on him not touching the fields in a receiving role.
I'm going over. It was always Kyle Juszczyk.
I mean, you're on the juice train for the juice. And
He's
if
getting
he
a
delivers-
touchdown, boys. I don't know how to tell you guys enough. He's getting a touchdown. 10-1.
I mean,
Sprinkle it in some lays. Sprinkle it in some lays.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. I'm
For
just
some
not believing
reason,
it.
they loved it. He's such a morale guy on the team. In big games like this, they do like to get him the ball.
Over under how many of these Girl Scout cookie pretzels do I eat?
Hammer the over.
25. Whatever it is, over.
I'm gonna guess 12.5.
Over under how many calories is that? 1,000.
No idea. Do I
It's
want to
under.
know?
12.5 would only be about 500. Okay, moving on. Sorry, I got so sidetracked there.
Let's do rushing yards. We're kind of certain point. I'm just gonna skip over the stupid ones, but Purdy over under 12.5 rushing.
Over.
I like it. After the last game,
like the over, too.
That dude's gonna get the fucking job done if he has to fucking die. So
He realized he can run too. He's kind of mobile.
no, the Lions have been trash against mobile quarterbacks, and he's not even a mobile quarterback, and he just showed how easy it was to run against that defense. But I don't know how did Lamar and Josh do? Did they get their overs? We probably don't know off the top of our head.
I don't think Josh is hit. I think he had like 40, but his over under is like 50.5.
Because those are like interesting. Those are like actual rushing quarterbacks.
Lamar
So
didn't
I
hit
would-
either. Lamar had like 50 and he needed
So if
60.
you're talking about actual rushing quarterbacks not getting their overs, I'm gonna go under here.
Interesting.
12.5 though is low.
I know,
Yeah,
but
it's
he's
not-
not
that's
a running
one-
quarterback.
That's one break. But then if he's kneeling at the end of the game, you're gonna lose it on that.
Yeah, true.
If you like the Niners to win, I would avoid that. But if you're on the Chiefs, go for it.
Synergy.
CMC 90.5 rushing.
Under. Fuck that.
Over.
It's a lot.
Not touching
I
that.
mean, but it's CMC, man. He's untackleable, but I still hate that. I don't know why.
90 is a shitload. 90
He's so
is a
physical.
90's a lot of yards. That 90.
I'm gonna go
he can
under
play-
though.
Yeah, I think I'm going under just to be safe.
He could easily just break a 60 though.
Oh, it's no doubt. But
That's what sucks. That's one I would just avoid.
But
That's
he
one
can
that you
also
just put
do
in
it
the
on the
parlay and it's
reception.
first play of the game he goes for 80.
that's
And
why.
it's like,
So
what
we're
are we
over.
doing?
We're over on the receiving yard, so he can break his tackles out in the backfield, catching the ball without running it.
Debo 16.5 rushing.
That's scary.
I
He
love
might
it.
get 2 rushes.
Over.
I don't know.
It
Dude, what
opened
did we
at
see
12.5.
last week?
It opened at
I
12
like
and a
that
half.
over too. I like it.
I'm going under.
It's up to
bro. That's
16
weird.
and a half.
No, but think about it. Like, if a team is expecting it, like they're gonna do some shit we haven't seen yet. Like they're gonna do like some fucking Kittle run or something.
I
You
feel
know,
like they're
like
so focused on CMC though.
Debo's the hardest guy to tackle in the NFL.
he's not healthy.
He's fine.
Okay.
It's the Super Bowl. He's fine.
It's the Super Bowl, but when he gets fucking popped that first fucking run, it's gonna be hard to get him back out there for another run.
He
You saw it
played
last
2
week.
weeks ago.
I swear to God, I saw this dude getting massaged more than I saw him actually carrying the fucking football. And like Jake said, he almost had 100 yards.
I mean, CMC was getting massaged all game too. The
Yeah, that's
Niners,
what they're
the
all-
Niners are just massaging all game, bro.
That's what they
all
do.
of them.
Okay. So my logic is built on a fallacy. Understood.
Pacheco,
All right.
67.5.
I like it. I like that at
Oh,
like
it was-
120, honestly. Double that
It's
shit
a-
and give it.
I like the over
Double
on
that
that.
shit and give it to me.
I think I like that
Found,
more than CMC.
The TD exactas on DraftKings, finally, they're not letting you do 1, 2, and 3 this year. You can only do first and second.
You robbed them last year, Hafe. They've learned.
But Pacheco first and then Debo second is 35-1.
Yeah, that's terrible. It's so sad that I can look at like an 80-1 parlay and I'm like, it's not enough. It's not enough juice.
And the odds
It's
aren't
so
there.
bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad, bro. We need more juice. And it's Kyle, juice check. Touchdown, anytime. Last one, Mahomes over under 26.5 rushing.
Over.
It's so hard.
Over.
He hasn't been running as much, but he just gets in that silly, goofy mood where he wants to run every play sometimes.
Good mood. He does a silly,
They call
goofy
him a
little
silly
run.
goose.
I'm going under as well.
I'm going to go under, but I don't love it. I think that's one of the tougher bets on the slate, and I'm all over QB rushing yards usually in big games.
He's gonna do it. It's not even gonna be close. He's gonna have 37.
That's kind of close, honestly. That's like 9 yards over what is expected.
What was the line?
26.5. 27 and a half.
That was good. Yeah, 39. At least 39.
Fair.
I love it.
All right, boys.
Good call, Josh.
You guys got anything else you want to add before we wrap it up here?
No.
Oh.
All right. Well, it's kind of sad because we're definitely going to do some pods in the offseason, but it's definitely not going to be an every week thing. We'll probably do like we'll do it before big stuff. We'll do like a before the draft pod. We'll do after the draft pod. We'll do before training camp pod.
We can
We'll do some
live
fantasy
from the
football stuff. What do you say, Hefe?
We can do live from the draft.
Yeah, we definitely could.
Live from the we do some
Definitely could.
vlogging from the Detroit.
Could do some fun stuff. We'll do some stuff throughout the off season, but it's going to be more random. But shout out all the boys that watch, all like 27 subs. Let's get
Fuck yeah,
let's get it
boys.
up to 30, boys. Let's get it up to 30. But we appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Sub. And we will see you boys at some point in the off season. Peace, boys.
All right.